Hey guys, Rich's Mowers and Blowers, Psh, the #1 Mowers and Blowers channel on YouTube. Thank you for your support. Hey, we're going to be looking at this lawnmower right back here. Customer states that it starts and dies off. Starts and dies off. So let's go ahead and dig into it. Alright, so we are going to do a simple test with this to find out if that is the problem. What are we looking at? So this Briggs & Stratton, these are common 500, 550. See underneath here? This is a plastic carburetor, and that's probably what is causing the problem. So right here is exactly what you want to do, is get a little bit of gas. You can pour some in a cup if you want to, or you can go buy some starting fluid. You're going to take this off right here, pull out your filter. You're going to take some of this and spray onto your carburetor. Alright. If you have a little gas in a little cup, tilt it up and pour a little bit in there. We'll see if it'll start. Alright, then just pull it and see if it'll start. Alright, so that's the typical symptoms. If it starts and dies, it's not getting that gas up in there to finish the process. So now we're going to take these screws off right here. Very simple to do. Turn this upside down. Not going to lose anything like that. Put those in there like that. Now we can see a good overview of this carburetor. So now what we're going to do, we know it's a nice new spark plug. It's getting spark, it's getting compression, so it's not getting fuel. So we need something to pinch off the fuel line. Very simple to do. If you have something like this. Alright, we don't want any of that fuel going in there anymore. And then we're going to take off 4 screws right here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And of course, they make both of them different sizes. So our first one's here. That's that 5/16. Gotta love the magnet thing. That way you're not losing any of the screws. And then the other two 9/32 seem to fit that one. We're going to come over here where now we remove that cover, because it's a lot easier once you remove that cover. You don't have to try to put your fingers up underneath that cover to get this off. So this carburetor is actually plastic, and nothing is actually holding it on. Once you take these screws off, this just comes right off, just like that. That's a breather hose right there that hooks up there. So we can undo our gas line. If you have these nifty little curved pliers like that, they'll actually go in there and pull that right off. Alright, so we're just sliding that back so we can get this hose off. And then you can just rock that hose right off. Rock that off, and you're going to have a little bit of gas in there. So if you want to get a rag like I just went and got, put that down on there, and that is free. Now, on these right here, your gas tank, this will just slide right up, and you can take your gas tank right off. Alright, so then this will just actually pull straight off. Alright, so now we've got that off. We're going to take these two screws off. And what is going to work, that 9/30 seconds, is going to work. There we go. Now we need a flathead screwdriver. We're going to go pry right in there. So as you work it in here, you are just going to wiggle that back and forth, and it will come right off. Like that. We can look at some of the gas inside there. So on these plastic carburetors, this is going to be your culprit right here. This is what's called your jet. So you're going to take the screwdriver, put it right underneath here, and just very easy, because remember this is plastic, very easy, lift up on it and it will come right out. Just like that. And the good thing about these, they made them so they can only go in one way, so you can't mess that up. Alright, and all this is pretty clean in there. It's this thing right here. Now, you can take this and buy these. These are about $6. And just replace this, or you can try and clean it. Gonna make sure this hole right here is clean. Alright, so clean that out. This can only go in one way. So if you go to put it in one way and it doesn't fit, then you're going to take your two thumbs, pop that back down in there like that, press it down in there, and then your bowl's all cleaned out, and it can only go on one way. So you can see which way it goes on. This right here is going to go right there where that deep spot is. And then put your screws back in there. Pop that on. Make sure. And it'll tighten up once you put those screws back in there. Now remember, this is going into plastic. So do not use your heavy duty drill or something like that. If you have a drill, set it to like the lightest setting, if that's what you want to do, or impact. That will actually stop when it knows it's tight enough. You don't want to cross thread any of these. Alright, those are back on there. Now what you want to do is put that Z-bin back in there. So just like this. And then this is going to slide on. Just like that. So let's go ahead and put your gas tank back on. So it just slides back in there. And then attach your gas line. And I went ahead and washed this off and emptied out that gas, because we're not sure how old that gas was in there. We want to make sure this carb will run, so I'm going to put fresh gas in it that I know that is fresh. Alright, so then we're putting this back on, this cover here. Make sure you hook up your breather hose, but since you got this top off, it's very simple and easy to do. Get that done. Alright, that's all snug on here. This looks relatively good. I'm going to throw that back on there, throw this cover back on there. And then put this top back on. Alright, so throw your top back on there. Put these back, these 3 bolts back in here. Bolts or screws, that's a debate. Alright, we got some gas in it. Let's prime it up, see what we got going on. Woohoo! Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to sharpen the blade. So we got a 5/8 on here. Taking that off. There you go, nice and balanced. Put your blade back on, tighten it up. There you go. Hey guys, cleaning that plastic carburetor is simple and easy. You can do it. Hey, this is Rich's Mowers and Blowers. Psh, and we'll see you next time. Let's go try this thing out.